You're going to start by pressing your tofu by placing it in between 2 paper towels and 2 flat surfaces like 2 plates, and then you're going to set something heavy on top of it like a cast iron skillet or a big stack of books or a really heavy can, something like that, so it leaches out all of the liquid. Then after about 30 minutes, you can go ahead and cube up your tofu by cutting it into strips, then even smaller strips, and then finally in cubes. Now it's time to put together our dredging station. So this is comprised of 3 different components: breadcrumbs, cornstarch, and almond milk. For the breadcrumbs, you are going to add half a cup of shredded coconut along with half a teaspoon of sea salt, then mix that together. To the almond milk, you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and whisk that together as best you can. It's okay if there's some clumps, it's not a huge deal. And biggest tip when you're dredging something is always have a wet hand and a dry hand. Don't mix them. So with your dry hand, you're going to add in your tofu to the cornstarch mixture first. Toss them around a bit so they get really well coated. And then place them in the almond milk. Then with your wet hand, you are going to take your tofu and put it in the breadcrumb mixture. And only do this about 4 or 5 tofu cubes at a time, otherwise it'll get too crowded and your breadcrumbs will get too soggy. And then back to the dry hand, you can cover your tofu in the breadcrumbs. You're going to repeat the process until all of your tofu cubes are fully dredged. Then you can place them on a parchment paper lined baking sheet at 450 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Flip them and place them back in the oven for another 10 minutes. They should be really, really crispy on the outside. Now on to the most important part of the recipe, the Bangbang tofu sauce. So for this, you're gonna need 1 cup of vegan mayo, half a cup of sweet chili sauce, and 2 to 3 teaspoons of sriracha. Mix until smooth, and then taste to see if you need anything else added to it. I added some more sweet chili sauce. Then to a large bowl, you can add half of your sauce and your tofu, and mix until the tofu is really well coated. And it should look like this when you're done. You can serve your tofu with some rice and steamed veggies, and I like to top mine with some extra sauce, sriracha, scallions, and sesame seeds. This stuff is ridiculous, guys. It's addictive. I should call it crack tofu. Guys, this recipe is amazing. I have to pat myself on the back because it is just 100. The crispiness of the tofu and the flavors of the sauce, the combination is dynamite. If you want to keep this recipe gluten-free, you can grind up some Czech cereal, either the corn or the rice kind, and you have to make sure that they're certified gluten-free. It should say on the box, but if they are, you're good to go, and if you grind them up in a food processor, you have gluten-free breadcrumbs. And if you want to keep it lower in fat, you don't have to use classic vegan mayo that you get at the store. You can make your own low-fat version. I will leave the recipe to mine down below in the description box if you want to go for that option. But if you feel like indulging, the super fatty vegan mayo version is... Ooh, you will love this recipe, especially if you were/are a fan of Bangbang shrimp from Bonefish Grill. Ugh. The tofu does a great job of mimicking the texture, the bounciness of shrimp. And I think it's a little bit firmer than shrimp is, but the outside, the crispiness that the cornstarch gives to it and the breadcrumbs, oh my God, it's amazing. And then since we roast it at a high temp for about 20 to 30 minutes, it makes the tofu really crunchy on the outside, and then the inside is still really nice and spongy and springy. That sounds like a bad thing, but I mean it in the best way. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. I really hope you enjoyed the recipe. Comment down below telling me what you think. Like this video if you liked it. It really does help me out. And subscribe if you haven't already. Click that little red subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon so you are notified every time I post a new video. Take care of yourselves this week. Eat good food, and I will see you in the next one.